It's not going. Just keep it going. It's not going. Just keep it going.
Warning. Stand by for countdown. Prepare audience for maximum impact. Full immersion begins in.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving. I'm a poor man, no. I'm a soul man. Yes, I am. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man alone.
You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so.
They see something that I don't see. What can you learn from a bum, Omar? Amsterdam? What I learned from a bum, maybe it's what not to do.
Nobody takes down Angel Snuff 7 easy. There's a reason why, after 100 channels destroyed, Angel Snuff 7 is still here. There's a reason, but you don't take me seriously. The soul train.
We're talking about a revolution song. Don't you know?
Tunavoka muziki na mopa maisha ni ya ghetto, msaliti ni wafeto, sharia muna kwao, wazimu pia na hao, furaha sio mfano, ukabila ndio kwao, hapo shafika, ukweli na hakika, kadiri na shika, furaha kwa lahiki, ndio mashabiki, sipaji kuziki, beat na fiki, muda muna wiki, stream na himziki, split ni mukiki, na mtazika, kwa makini mfulisi, saluki mala sili, filmi.
Don't you know we're talking about a revolution song? Don't you know, talking about a revolution song? Don't you know, we're talking about a revolution song? Don't you know, talking
ni wavami awards mezani awardat already kama methali kama cheka tuko kwa table champagne pombe mezani mambuzi getani pass me puff then ongeza majani kwani kuna mtatani hey hadi gani wako hadi mochuti hadi hatari take it plus ndo mandhari atleta from far wanalampa vidole ni beat so sweet then piga vidonge high five why lie
Don't you know? Talking about a revolution song. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution song. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution song. Tonight, we wanna have the time of our life. We don't.
I can handle the hard question. See, they say that Angel Snub 7 don't care about the people. But Angel Snub 7 cares about the people because I'm bold enough to tell you the truth, and I don't give a damn if you give me a dime. I'm not looking for your money.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
It's so flowing. Just keep it going.
Hey, Angel Snub 7. What's going on? Oh man, y'all go over there and subscribe to our brother Angel Snub 7. This man has overcome some stuff that I don't think the average individual could overcome and fight their way out of. You're a true warrior. I got a lot of respect for you. I know you done been through a lot of stuff on YouTube, but these people could not walk in your shoes and come out. They couldn't. Angel Snub 7, y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. I'm telling y'all, this man is like a real warrior. Like, he's a fighter, the real kind, not the one that just be talking and running their mouth. The one that really fights and keeps going and going and going. Even when even when the chips are down, you got people that get up, dust themselves off, and keep going. That's what Angel Snub 7 does.
It's so flowing. Just keep it going.
I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm going to die, you my enemy. Mining is a white people, not Vietcong or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
No, I don't worry. I'll tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody.
Seems to me that white America must see that no other ethnic group has been a slave on American soil. America freed the slave in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation, but gave the slaves no land. And at the same time, America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that there was a willingness to give the white peasants from Europe an economic base. And yet it refused to give its black peasants from Africa, who came here involuntarily in chains and had worked free for 244 years, any kind of economic base. And so emancipation for the Negro was really freedom to hunger. And when white Americans tell the Negro to lift himself by his own bootstraps, it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
I'm saying that the Nation of Islam should evolve into what we call the reality's temple on earth. We didn't have a choice. We was already doing for ourselves. Even with all the oppression, we were accomplishing things far greater than the black and blacks have done. They've done very little, except bring you the teaching, the belief, because that's all teachings is. I believe. We don't need to believe no more. We need to know.
Everybody join. Just keep it going. Just keep it going.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
In a state of emergency. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
Keep it real.
What dear?
Because I keeps it real like that. I keeps it real.
Just keep it going.
And I am also your soul brother, number one.
Just keep it going.
Everybody who is black and interested in black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for, a change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
Right. Bro, you a genius. I ain't gonna lie. This is like, bro, you was a genius. I swear. You're gonna go down like a Elijah Muhammad or a Malcolm X with this one. You finna go down in history with this one. I swear to God, bro.
Well, I'm their child. You know, we all their children.
Yeah, but bro, you know, you your own, you different, bro. I mean, to think of that. I mean, bro, this is genius. Like, I don't just say stuff just to be saying it. Like, I swear to God, bro, you are really on something to come up with this. I don't know how you came up with this.
But Charles Blow talks about the fact that if you really want black power, consider going into 6 states. Now, I'm going to combine this with what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us as it relates to get states that you control. And so when you look at the idea of returning back Louisiana, as far north as Maryland, Alabama, okay, the Carolinas, there's a lot of black folk. Mississippi is the largest state of black folk. More black folk in Mississippi than any other state in the 50. And so if we were to do that and go into our own, become our own senators, we would up the amount of black senators immediately, Congress people immediately. We would up, and by the way, when you run in the state, when you run in certain things, you don't have to ask nobody for reparations. They give you reparations. Something we can do. This is doable.
The Mississippi campaign represents everything that you claim that you want. The beginning of an all-black independent nation. The ability to control your own resources, your politics, the law. Be able to do your own thing for a change. Create an economy. Create and produce goods that Africa or anybody on the planet would want. You're fake, you don't want to do nothing. 3 hours talking about the Mississippi campaign.
Let's see, Taalik says, can you send a shout out to my platform, the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry? Our theme this year is After Purge Comes the Healing. Shout out to your platform, Taalik. All the best to you guys with continuing to stretch in perspective, to stretch in what is possible and into the space of yourself and others. Yes.
Just keep it going. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like that the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire at reality's temple. Reality simple. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like that the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire. It's all going. Just keep it going.
Himself, and you don't realize it. You don't realize it that God has been imprisoned. The devil was able to imprison God. So right inside your own self, your God self has been imprisoned, and you have a false sense of self running rampant inside the temple. This is why, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We have to bring reality's temple here on earth. Reality's temple here on earth, because
Yes, sir.
we have to realize the enemy is running rampant inside this temple.
And that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
My brother Angel Snub 7 at the Realities Temple. And to give props to him, because I listened to all of Angel Snub 7's videos. I think that he comes from a different angle, and there's a powerful message in a lot of the videos that he put out, and I try to catch all of them. I look at him as a free thinker and a person that's willing to challenge those of which he don't agree with or which he may think differently from, and I really respect him for that. He's challenged KNBS, and he has also challenged the Black supremacy movement as well. And I have nothing against that, because that which cannot be challenged cannot stand and will not stand and will not survive the test of time. How many challenges we can withstand will determine how long we will be able to stand.
It's all going. Just keep it going.
You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so.
Good evening, soul brothers and sisters. This is Tangi Cox, the Black Sheep, and I am propositioning you to entertain just a little while of being in reality. And this is gonna hurt soul sisters and brothers, because a lot of us cannot accept reality. I empower you to, for 1 year, to subscribe to the Reality Temple on Earth. And at the end of 12 months, draw your conclusion of what have you learned in that amount of time. I empower you. You will never, ever, ever think, feel, or entertain nonsense ever again, period. I would like to see my soul sisters and brothers awaken. This requires time. You need to spend about a year watching, researching, and looking. The Reality Temple on Earth is life-changing, and I stand on that.
Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly.
That's right. I'm proud to be a Southern girl. I'm gonna take you back a little bit. Where? Back to Texas, where everything is bigger.
The
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Didn't get it started. There we go. Again, in the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I want to thank you so much for joining us this spontaneous afternoon. I did have this talk scheduled for later tonight, but as you know, our motto is never put off tomorrow what you can do today. It is not promised. Life is not guaranteed to none of us tomorrow. But it seems as though we have been given an opportunity now, so we must take advantage of that life, because we may not get another opportunity. I enjoy coming before you, speaking with you about my revelation into what I call real truth, our reality. And unfortunately, that journey can be very hurtful. And some of us cannot handle reality. So they turn to drugs and alcohol and pornography and video games, and the list goes on and on. They live in these worlds created by the Matrix. And then there are those who believe they are out of the Matrix, yet still in the Matrix. Because how can thousands of people who think in this manner, they cannot change anything? It is because they are part of the problem instead of the solution. They are trapped in the Matrix. I thank you for being man and woman enough to come here and listen to your brother for an hour or so. We want to try to be, we want to make this as quick as possible, but it's a talk. And we're able to talk now. Tomorrow is not promised to us. Shout out to our sister, Mellow Cap. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you. On Facebook, we are on my Lauren Ray Facebook channel, because they Facebook locked us out until next year of our normal channel on Facebook. So if you would like to join us on Facebook, we are on our Lauren Ray Facebook channel. Again, we say in redundant, but it's true. Why would multi-billion-dollar corporations harass and mess with somebody like myself with 10 subscribers and I get 10 views? But constantly, when they see that you are starting to listen, they begin to flag and terminate our channels. And you don't wonder why. They don't do that to Tariq Nasheed. They don't do that to Morse Science TV, whatever you call itself. They don't do that to SOULidarity. They only mess with me. They don't bother these other folks. 100 channels terminated.
It should tell you something. But that's up to you. I am going to do my self-appointed job to bring you the message. And if you embrace that message, we be on our way. But if you don't want to embrace that message, that's fine too. What's that Tupac said? I ain't mad at you. I've seen people come here. I've seen people go since 2007. And that's your right. That's your prerogative. And then they complain why nothing is changing because you left. You left the solution. You left the problem solver. You're going to stay in your condition until you accept the real solution. We want to talk about that right now. Excuse me, I'm catching a slight cold. The weather has been up and down. First it's hot, then it's cold. First it's hot, then it's cold. That type of nonsense. But for us, you better hope it don't get hot and stay hot. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, when I was a Muslim, taught us that the Negro will be forced to change. You don't want to get to that point where you got to do something. It's always better to make your move when you're comfortable. When you're forced to do something, you are definitely in bad shape. When you have no choice. And there is no arguments. There is no debates. There is no I think. No, this is it. When you're forced, like those people, many people that ignore those eviction notice and don't really do nothing about it until the sheriff show up. Then you find out how real it is. But by the time the sheriff show up, there's no negotiation, there's no talking. Yo ass, I don't know where you're going, but you got to get the hell out of here. The topic that we have chosen for this Sunday afternoon the downfall of Sean P.Diddy Combs. Proof Black America will always be on the bottom. Wow. Let's get into our subject. How can I come to that conclusion? We are born into this world knowing nothing. We don't even know we're alive. I don't know of anybody who has come talk about, I remember when I was in my mother's womb. I remember coming out of her womb, and when I first said daddy or mommy, we don't hear stories like that. When we come into this world, and so you can always correct me, because I could be wrong. I say that all the time, don't I, Mello? I say it all the time. I could be in error. I could be wrong. I will listen and don't mind being corrected. We come into this world knowing nothing. Our brain is not online. We have nothing. All our actions are involuntary. Our bodies just react.
hunger, you need to take a dump, you cry. You just do things. That's all the brain is programmed with. We know nothing. And then we're given, as we get older, we begin to learn and begin to embrace information. And the brain is supposed to take that information, to analyze it and break it down, to give you and me understanding of that knowledge, of that experience. Our brain, like our stomach, is a tool how we digest. The stomach is how we digest physical food. But the brain is how we digest information, mental, or in religion they say spiritual food. And anytime in these chat rooms, you can always, if I'm off base, you can always correct me in the chat room. You can tell me that I'm off base. So with knowledge and the proper digestion of knowledge, that feeds the body, that feeds the mind, so that we can mature, so that we can grow properly, in order that we survive in this environment that we have been born into. Unfortunately, for the human being, there have been groups of individuals who dominate the tribe, the nation, and they deny others the ability to absorb the reality of their environment, and they create man-made environment. And this is what you really see when what we call civilization has been developed. But there has always, for millions of years, there's a dominant group. And when the people themselves are denied access to the natural world, then they begin to thrive and they begin to feed on the limited knowledge or the fabricated knowledge of the dominant group, because that's what the dominant group, they feel comfortable living in. Now, when we look at primitive societies, the way primitive societies live, it is founded, it is based upon survival in a particular environment. And the female has a role and the male has a role based upon the river, based upon the storms, based upon the trees and the animals that live with them. So their society is based on this, the knowledge of everybody working together and having respect for one another. And you better respect the bear. You better respect the snake. You better respect the alligator and the crocodile and the lion. So primitive societies understand nature, and their society is based upon this environment that they live in. But as you know, in our modern society, we don't give a damn about nothing. I will kill the lion. I will kill the snake. I will change the river
and make the river go where I want it to go. I call myself God. Men, because of our ability to create machines, we begin to go outside of the natural vibe of things. We don't care. It's all about me. I don't have to live with you. I do it my way. I don't like you, so I get my guns and my airplanes, and I'm going to kill all of you. I don't want you to be my neighbor. I don't have to ask you what you have. Can I have a little bit of that? Can I have a little bit? No, I will take it. I will use my army, and I will kill your women. I will kill your children. I'm going to take your land. This is the environment that we live in right now. I take it. And then I will make a religious book and pretend it was my land to begin with all the time anyway. That was my land anyway. I'm going to make a fake ass book and put myself in a time period where I did not exist so I can justify killing you. This is what you see right now in the Gaza-Palestine conflict with Israel. That's what you see there. And you will see this type of behavior all over the earth. And it has been going on for thousands of years. Because we've been made to come up out of the natural way of living with the earth. Now we have become enemies to the earth and to other human beings and to animal life and to the plants, to the bees and the deer. This human being has become what religion calls a devil. Not no devil, not no red guy with a pitchfork. No, a devilish mind. But you wasn't always a devil. You was programmed. And it was formed in our mind for thousands of years. And being a devil is all that you know. So when you call the white man the devil, you calling yourself the devil because you're doing the same and have done the same thing according to your own history. The only reason why the white man would be considered worse because of his technology. But you've been doing the same thing for thousands of years because a dominant group denied the people themselves knowledge, access to nature. I'm going to do it my way. Don't do it my way, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you. Murder the rebels, those who don't agree, kill them out so they won't be able to taint the children and the ones coming after. So the only thing you know is what the oppressor, what these unnatural people, what they give to you. That's how we live in now. Some of you will say, I think for myself. That's a lie. How can we think for ourselves when we are born into a world and we know nothing? The way we live is based upon how somebody else, long dead, gone, how they decided they want human beings to live. You never ask yourself, why do you eat an apple? Why do you like lobster? Why do you drive in a car? We don't ask ourselves why. We just born into this world and we do it. I've just had nieces and nephews born during the Obama presidency. Thank you for being here, Jackie. They put in the chat room Obama, so it just so happened I want to use that as an example. These children was born in the Obama era. The only thing they know is how we live under the life that we have been living in this society. Of course, we've had president after Obama, but this is the only life they know. They cannot tell you about anything. So when they are born, if we eat apples, they're going to eat an apple. If we smoking crack, they're going to smoke crack. If we playing video games, they're going to play video games. It's all that they know. So if they listen to somebody like me talking the way I do, what the hell is he talking about? Don't understand. I'm speaking outside of the programming, speaking outside of the matrix. They don't understand. This is the way we do things. It's traditional. It's part of our culture. When the mind or when the stomach is not giving the right vitamins and minerals, the things to help the body grow, we can become deformed. We can become or suffer from malnutrition. The reason why there's so much violence in society, the reason why we can't get along, always arguing and fighting and slandering, gossiping, stealing and greedy, because we are a deformed human being. We are human beings that suffer from malnutrition. It is unnatural for men and women can't get along. You get on the internet, black women do this and you have black women, black men don't do this and black men. That's unnatural behavior. You have been made deformed. We suffer from malnutrition. We have become inhuman, not human, inhuman. The only way in religious teachings that we can become God is that we have to embrace our humanity in order to then progress or develop into what we call God. But if you have not even become a human being, there's no way that you can become God, because you have to be human first. And we are, and we act and we behave and we are inhuman. That's why we can do inhuman things. That's why we can sit down at dinner, have no problem, and we know people are homeless. We can sit down at dinner, no problem, and we know that somebody's getting robbed out there. Bombs getting dropped on them. We know animals don't have a place to live because we're taking all their land so we can make it ours, so we can live the good life. There should be no animals on the endangered species list. Don't call the white man the devil. The devil is the whole humanity, because you're all doing an accessories to the crime. How you gonna call the white man the devil and you doing the same thing? You are accessory to the crime. Don't talk about how evil slavery was when we doing the same thing. We wearing shirts and shoes made by little children, and they gave the little child pennies. You pay $300 for a shirt, and the little child or the poor person in another country somewhere, they gave them $2 and they sell the shirt for $300. We do the same thing. And that's what I don't understand about Black Americans. Here we are people that suffered under slavery 300-400 years. But then we get in a position, we do the same thing. It reminds me of people who was poor. But then when they get rich, then they complain, rich people do this and wealthy folks do that. Then when they become wealthy, when they become rich, they do the same thing. The Black community, Black folks, Black people in this country, we should be different from, as Tariq Nasheed said, we should be different from the dominant society. But we're part of the evil. And we only complain only when we get kicked out, when we get a little mistreated, but we have the same mentality. We do the same exact thing. That is why Sean P.Diddy Combs is in trouble. When we live in a society that don't like questions, the brain is a computer. We use it, it's supposed to be used to solve problems. But you don't have to use your brain when you think you know already. You don't have to use your brain when you allow somebody else to do your thinking for you. So when we talk about it's traditional, somebody already done our thinking for us. This is the way things go. You don't have to ask questions about nothing. This is how we go. It's traditional. When somebody give us God, give us the Holy Quran or the Bible, we don't have to think no more. You don't have to ask why. The answer is in the Bible. The answer is in the Quran. So there's no need to think. There's no need to ask why. Because all your questions have been answered by God. You don't have to ask any questions. The politicians already know. It's traditional. There's no need to ask questions. We've already solved it. This is how we live. Oh, it's not perfect, but it's perfect enough. According to who? According, again, like Tariq Nasheed said, it's all right as far as the dominant society is concerned. And then we have people like Sean P. Diddy Combs. A lot of us, once we get a little money, once we get a little something, we think we're part of the dominant society. And we become accessories to the crime because these people are criminals. Criminals. Not only in America, all over the earth. Criminals. So when things are traditional, there's no need to really ask any questions because we already know. We got that covered. So you live in a primitive society, and see, your brain always questions. And then you say, why? What you mean, why? This is the way our ancestors lived for millions and millions of years. This is how we do things. What you mean, why? Learn the traditional way. Learn the ways of the ancestors. But the earth changes. Rivers change. The atmosphere change. can't change except us because we're traditional. And then we wonder why the river flood us out. We wonder why the tornadoes kill us. We wonder why all these locusts come from out of nowhere and eat up our crops, because you don't get the change. You don't change. Anything, anybody who is alive, you go through changes. Those who have been diagnosed with diabetes, you cannot eat, you cannot do what you used to do. Continue the traditional way, and they will be putting you in the ground traditionally real soon, and you're going to suffer. Cutting your limbs off, your arms off, then your legs. The only thing they have is a torso to put in the coffin. We have to change. We don't believe change. That's life. But they have us so brainwashed and messed up. We think change is a bad thing. Now, they don't mind change as long as it benefits the dominant society of what we got already. Oh, I don't mind you changing to make tradition better. We don't mind. It's red flowers. We don't mind that you change it to white flowers or blue. That's all right, as long as you keep it the way that it's supposed to be traditionally. Don't you dare add nothing to it. Why did our ancestors do what they done? I don't care. That's what they done, and we're going to do it that way too. We don't ask the question, why? Why do they eat apples? Why did they hunt the deer? Why did they boil the water the way they did? Why? You don't have to ask why. Just do it. People will ask questions in these societies. We are looked upon as strange. Asking questions. You're not supposed to ask those. We gave you the answer. You're living the answer. That's tradition. That's religion. We gave you the answer. Why are you asking all these questions? I remember when I first became a Muslim, I was the only Muslim in my community. And people would ask me, why you don't eat pork? Because I'm supposed to be like them. Why you don't eat pork? What's wrong with pork? Because that's what we do in this society. That's tradition. And then when we bring it to modern times, you have vegans. Why y'all eating meat? Why you got to eat meat like that? Questioning those who eat meat. This traditional steak and potatoes, barbecue ribs. We've been doing it for generations. Here comes somebody, and it's nothing wrong with that. But a person should be allowed to ask those type of questions. And some of us feel shame. They make us feel shame, then we get angry at these vegans. And some of us who ask questions, some of us, we become arrogant, which makes it worse. When knowledge can help us because of our arrogance. You ain't supposed to eat no meat. That's a dead animal. You got a funeral home in your stomach. And with the knowledge, they try to shame you. They try to shame us. And so that puts people on a defensive. And so those who are bringing knowledge that could help us be healthier, you become an enemy to tradition. Maybe that's my problem. And I've been told that all the time. I understand what you're saying, Snuffleupagus. Don't like the way you say things. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm not arrogant. I'm not self-righteous. But how can you say something that's true? If somebody would show me that way, I don't know how to be nice about it. There are those who are not interested in the truth. There are those who just not. I truly doubt I will be a vegan, but I understand that's good. I understand the benefits, and that's a good thing. I don't think I would become a full-fledged vegan. I myself personally, I love fruits and vegetables. But I doubt I will become a full-fledged vegan. But I understand where they're coming from. And nothing is perfect. So don't get arrogant and think that you know it all, because nothing is perfect. And since nothing is perfect, when you get arrogant high on your horse, there's going to be somebody like myself that will shut your ass down. Because you only get a little piece of something and they always run with it, but they don't really explore the full circle. And so even though I would embrace it and have no problem with it, they would still have problem with me because I got the knowledge. No, you have a belief. That's your opinion. You're not telling the whole story. You really don't know. Human beings are supposed to eat vegetables. If human beings, common sense, tell you, if human beings only ate vegetables, human beings could not conquer the earth the way we have for all these thousands and thousands of years. It's impossible. They never talk about the vegan conquerors. They don't talk about how vegans went from here to there. Human beings are in Alaska, North Pole. There's no vegetables, plants cannot even grow, but human beings are there. Tell the whole story. That's what we want to do. We want to tell the whole story. There's a difference between rejecting the truth and then questioning a so-called truth. Because if you're going to tell it, tell the whole story. They only tell a little bit that makes them feel good. Tell the whole story. They won't tell the whole story. They tell just enough that makes them feel good. Something they found. But see, if we were allowed to know, we would have explored this a long time ago. You live in a country where they make their money off beef, chicken, and whatever. They're not interested in no vegan lifestyle. And this is the problem also around the earth. Those who are in control, this is how I make my money. I'm not, if I make my money off oil, I don't want you to be interested in a car powered by water. The only reason why the car companies are embracing electric cars is because they still can control that market. Because to my knowledge, they have the technology to run engines off water. What am I going to do with all this oil? So right now, what you see basically with the car companies, They slowly getting away from the oil, because the oil not going to be here all the time anyway. Its fossil fuel is going to run out. So we are going to keep it going for a little while, but we want to stay in control of this. We don't want no engines that run off no water. Even the people making electric battery. I don't want you running no car running off no water. We got this new technology we sold you. Just like they sell us religion, they sell us these political ideas, because you don't know nothing. They know that you don't know nothing and don't want to know nothing. You're not a thinker, because all this around you, when we become adults, even more as an adult, we're supposed to ask why. It's natural for us to ask why. When we were children, we wonder why more when we was children than adults. You should want to know even more. Being an adult, why? Why? Why do we use a telephone? Why do we drive a car? Why? Why? We should ask why. We don't ask why. Why we eat pork? Why we don't eat pork? These questions. And when you find the answer, find the whole answer, not just a little taste of the answer. We're supposed to be asking why. Why is Sean P. Diddy Combs in trouble? Why? Many of us are self-righteous, and we judge Sean P. Diddy Combs and many other of our celebrities, people, whoever, we judge them. That ain't me. I'm not like Sean P. Diddy Combs. I'm not like R. Kelly. I'm not like Michael Jackson. I'm not like all those people. I'm a good Negro living in America. That's what I am. I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I'm going to vote. I'm going to express my political views. Dr. King died for me. So we judge each other. But the sad thing for the Black American in this country is that we're all interconnected. And that's never going to change. Because it's Sean P. Diddy Combs today, it could be you tomorrow. And our ancestors understood that. They knew that Frank was lynched yesterday, but they knew that they could be lynched tomorrow. They understood these things. You think that you are outside of the lynching. They wouldn't lynch me. I'm a good Negro. I don't do nothing wrong. You ever heard of the word innocent? There's a lot of people in jail, in prison, on death row who are innocent. They thought this wouldn't happen to me. I did 10 years. I didn't think something like that would happen to me. You don't know what's going to happen to you tomorrow. You could be walking across the street, get caught up in a drive-by, be paralyzed the rest of your life. It happens to people all the time. You don't know what's going to happen to you. There are those we talk and we become arrogant and we think that we're better than other folks. I'll never be poor. Something in the world could happen and your money don't mean nothing. You wake up in the morning, all your money means nothing. All your cryptocurrency, all the things that make you feel good and you better than everybody. You can wake up in the morning, it's all gone. Some country might be planning a surprise attack on America right now. You wake up in the morning, they drop 4 nuclear bombs on America. And your reality changed forever. Oh, that wouldn't happen. It could happen. Because no defense system is perfect. I saw them complain and cry when some of those missiles from Beirut made it into Israel. That ain't supposed to happen because we got the dome protective missile system. Nothing is perfect. I've seen examples where people have this whole body armor thing, and they look like Iron Man and bullets. But see, there's a hole. You can't move. There's a hole somewhere a bullet can hit, and they still get killed, even though they have all this armor. The bullet finds the weak spot. Everything has a weak spot. That's what I keep trying to tell black people in this country. We so scared. We scared. The reality is we're scared of white folks. Everything has weak spots, weak points. They teach you that in martial arts. Everything, no matter how strong, how bad you think it is, everything has a weak spot. Look at rocks. And on the earth, look how hard rocks is. But a little drop of water sooner breaks it all down. Next thing you know, you got a river going through the rock. Ain't nothing everything has a weak spot. Nothing is invulnerable. And the reason why a lot of us have the attitude that we have is because we're scared. The slave on the plantation, if they wasn't scared, they could have stopped slavery a long time ago, but they were scared. They was afraid because they saw this power. But they wasn't able to think and see the weak spot. And the weakness was just rebellion. You cannot make a slave out of somebody that is constantly want to kill you. So we have Sean P.Diddy Combs. He's in trouble. That's his problem. But he's a reflection of the black community. He's a reflection of our mindset, our behaviors, how we think, how we roll. Because many of us, we look at him as a success. He's our ideal success. I want to be like Sean P. Diddy Combs. That's our ideal success. You watch the videos of Sean P. Diddy Combs, an intelligent young man, smart young man, incredible talent. But he don't think because he's caught up in this matrix. He believes that he's part of the dominant society. He doesn't understand that you are a descendant of those who just got lynched yesterday. It wasn't a long time ago. You're not them. We're not them. But see, that's all. It goes back to what we said earlier. When we talk about it's traditional. What's traditional for us? What's traditional for us? Going back. Going back to the slave plantation. That's how we continue to think. Traditionally. What is our tradition? The slave plantation. Who is our example of success? The massa. So once the slave come off the slave plantation, What do they want? I want to live like Massa. Massa got a big mansion. Massa got the, matter of fact, what is that? It's Anthony Johnson. We're beginning to learn about this man called Anthony Johnson, a free black man that owned slaves, that had the same mindset. There were black Americans who were free that owned slaves. We have the same mindset. And because he had the same mindset, they did not mind that they allowed him to get a lot of land, own a lot of slaves, because he's like them, a dark-skinned version of them. And they don't mind you being Oprah. They don't mind you being Gail. They don't mind you being these people, Will Smith, because they all like them. Sean P.Diddy Combs is in trouble trying to live and be like them. The same behavior, the same mentality that had our ancestors on the slave plantation. And many of us joined that. I'm part of that. The same type of behavior. All of us are like Sean P. Diddy Combs on different levels. But we're all Sean P. Diddy Combs. We're all P. Diddy on different levels. No, brother, not me. I'm a Muslim. Brother, I'm a Moorish Science Temple. No, brother, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. No, brother, I'm a Rastafarian. No, brother, no, brother. No, brother, don't go there, brother. My brother. I respect what you said, my brother, but you're wrong. It's not up for debate. All thing we have to do is go look how you live. All we have to do is examine how you talk and how you carry yourself. Like the oppressor. Your idea of success, your idea of relationships, your idea of everything is like this, because that's all that you know. Because that's all that you know. It's part of American tradition. And you can put a little frosting on the cake. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Kemetic. I'm a whatever you think that you are. I'm an Aboriginal. No, you're a Negro on a slave plantation. That's what you really are. You're no different. All of us are no different than Sean P. Diddy Combs. Because this is all that we know. If we knew better, we would be doing better. But you're not. You are still under the rule, still under the influence, the command of the oppressor. And you think you free because now you can live in a mansion like Massa. You can eat you some caviar like Massa. Shout out to our friend Baby Bug Express. That's the first time I've seen Baby Bug. I guess we're talking pretty decent. Make the bug come out and give us a little comment. Because a lot of folks sit back in the cut and just listen to your brother. They might say hi or whatever now and then. But they basically just sit back and just let us talk. Thank you for joining us, baby. Baby Bug. I'm almost done. Oh, that's Ogre. How you doing? And Ogre is not a Black American, but Ogre understands exactly where we come from. That's a shame. There are those who are not Black American who understand what I'm saying better than we are. Because really, what I'm talking about is not even a Black thing. It's a human thing. Ain't that right, Olga? It's a human thing. Shout out to Brother Christopher in the house. It's a human thing. But I'm born from this womb, so I have to talk and be concerned with the womb that I come from first. But this is a human problem. People of all races can listen to this video and they can hear the message to them. They can feel the message. Because all of us are victims. All of us have been made to be zombies and robots to a dominant society. All of us are caught up in this matrix. It's a human thing. It's not just a black thing, it's a human thing. But I'm talking about our experience. What has happened to us. We're all caught up in it because it's traditional. And when you hear people talk about my ancestors, who are you talking about? And we don't ask why. Why ancestors? Why? This is 2024. And I continue to have to deal with people whose minds have been brainwashed to be way back 5,000 BC. They live in the Bible and the Quran. They live everywhere except the reality that we have to get up and go to work and do every day. They live in a Marvel Comics universe. Looking for the Infinity Stone. Jay-Z and Beyonce is no different than P.Diddy. Matter of fact, from what I've been hearing, they might get caught up in some of this P.Diddy crap. But they all think the same way. And they all still bow down, no matter how much money, how much fame, what they have. It makes no difference. They still bow down to the white man. They still bow down to the dominant society. I saw Jay-Z going down at some club playing golf with these old white guys. What? Now here you are. Jay-Z is an older person. I think Jay-Z is close to 50. He's 50 now or whatever. He's an older person. These guys are like they 70, 80, some old white guy. What do you have in common with them? You don't need them. You have your own money. You're a billionaire. What the hell are you hanging out with these old? Some of them, who knows what they have done to our people throughout the years? What you hanging out with them for? But I got to stay close to my massa. Because that's all that you know. You want to learn from your massa. We have to stop the cycle. It's not getting you nowhere. If these things that we embrace, if they have the solution, why isn't the problem solved? That's all I have to say. If the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought us the solution, don't keep giving me excuses because we've tried it. Why isn't the problem solved? It's not even solved for you. It's thousands of these people believe in this stuff, and your problem is not solved. Not even for you. So how can you tell 40, 50 million black Americans in this country, oh, this is what we're supposed to do? And it's thousands of you doing it, and you're not, your life is not improved. It's all part of the same thing. You think that you're different. All this was born in the matrix. The Nation of Islam was born in the matrix. The Moorish Temple was born in the matrix. The Hebrew Israelites was born in the matrix. All of it is part of this. That's why you can't get out, because it's part of it. This is what you don't understand. In order to break away from something, you got to disconnect yourself away from it. Those things keep you in the hole. They don't take you out of the hole. And your mind is trapped in tradition. And whether you like it or not, traditionally, the black man in America is a damn slave. You've never lived independent. You never lived on your own. The only thing we know is living with white folks in this country. You never lived nowhere else. This is all that you know. And this is how you program. Anybody talking about something outside, you talk about it, but you're really not going to do it. You scared to leave him. Because if you know, then why don't you do it? I'm not picking on the Nation of Islam, but the Nation of Islam taught that we're supposed to separate. They never made no attempt to separate. Never. They never control a neighborhood. They never control a state. Nothing but a church. More Science Temple, nothing but a church. The Hebrew Israelite, nothing but a church. And that type of mentality keeps you a slave, because that's what religion and spirituality, that's what it does. It keeps your mind enslaved. It keeps you inactive. It won't allow you to act. It won't allow you to act. It makes you docile. That's why they don't flag you. Because that type of talk keeps the people inactive. That's why they don't bother you. That's why they push voting. Keep your head, oh, Donald Trump gonna save you. Kamala Harris gonna save you. They don't mind that kind of talk. They don't care that you talk about the sports. What Michael Jordan did 5 years ago. What's his name? The Steph Curry and Bronny James. They don't care you talk that kind of way. Keep you stuck in the matrix. Keep you stuck on the slave plantation. They don't mind that type of talk. To keep this evil world, this Babylon, and Babylon is just not the United States. Babylon is this whole damn matrix all over the earth. It's not just the United States. Exactly. Baby Bug Express says they hate all of us. Trump, Kamala. All the same old slave song. All the same old slave song. And Baby Bug Express is not a black American. He's a Jewish person. And they understand what's going on here. Exactly, Brother Christopher. Brother Christopher said Babylon is the planet. If the whole planet, these human beings that got us caught up on this slave damn plantation. And you don't realize it because some of us got some extra butter biscuits. But it's not your fault. But it's not your fault because that's all that we know. Like the dog that you got trapped at your house. That's all they know. They know, put a leash on me, take me for a walk, give me some gravy train or whatever. That's all the dog know. Can't blame the dog. That's all the dog know. Because the dog is domesticated. We're domesticated people. We cannot do for ourselves. There was a time when people used to be able to be self-sufficient. Now all of us are domesticated. Because if masa don't provide, put something in our bowl, we don't eat. We should never be in a position where somebody control our water and our food. We don't eat unless some masa, some sucker don't put something in our bowl. We should never be in a position like that. All over the earth. We should never let them tell us who we should kill and not kill. Why are you killing? Why are you murdering? These wars going on. We just sit back and watch other people get massacred. Oh, well, that's the way it goes. Why? Why? Because we don't ask why. Why you don't want to run away? On the slave plantation, our people did not have chains. Only the rebellious ones had chains. They was out on the field. There was no chains, but they won't run away. The book Roots by Alex Haley, the movie or the story, we've heard the story before. When Kunta Kinte first went to the slave plantation, he was asking himself, why they not running? As soon as Kunta Kinte got a chance, I'm getting the hell out of here. But see, there's a difference. We gonna get out of here, y'all. There's a difference between you, us, and Kunta Kinte. Kunta Kinte understood what it meant to be free. Kunta Kinte was able to get his own water, build his own house, lived under his own rules. He understood what freedom was. You don't know nothing about no freedom. Only thing you know is living with white folks, struggling and, sir, don't beat me, sir. Can I have civil rights, sir? I don't want to sit in the front. I don't want to sit in the back of the bus no more, sir. That's all we know. Asking another sucker. Can I have? Will you give me? Make a God out of them, because that's what you do to God. Every Sunday, you go to church, go to the mosque. Oh, Allah, give me this, help me with that, because you're a child. So you ask, and Allah, God, Jesus, whatever, is the parent. Oh, Masa can, well, that, yeah, basically, God is the Masa, and you call him. In the Nation of Islam, they call God Mustafa Muhammad. So God is the parent, God is the Masa. And you ask, and you, here we are, adult people, and we act the same way. Now the child is in trouble. Sean P.Diddy Combs is in trouble. Kunta Kinte said, why don't you just run away? Because this is all they know. It's like when you go to jail. You just get used to jail culture. You learn how, or you a child in a school. You can't go to this school no more. You have to go to another school, so you have to go and learn how to live with this new school that you're going to. How you got to get, you have to learn how to live and work with people at a new job. We've been on this job, we've been in this school going on 500 damn years. How can you be a man? How can we call ourselves men and we allow ourselves to be treated like that? We don't have to take this, but you're scared. I don't know why we just don't say it. I'm scared of the white folks. You can say anything out of your mouth, but your actions show you are. And you scared of living on your own. Why don't you just be real? Baby Bug Express says, YouTube unsub me from this channel. They do not want this truth heard. One day we would join hands and eat masa. And Baby Bug is not a Black American. Baby Bug calls himself and is a Jewish person. Baby Bug understands and you don't. There's an evil, wicked power that needs to be overthrown. Because this evil, wicked mindset, behavior, this power is making it difficult for all human beings on the earth. All of us need to be against this power. It don't have no color. It's a mindset. This mindset has to be destroyed. What was it? I forgot how they actually phrase it. But in the scriptures, it talks about we are at war with these type of invisible powers. Because it's not actually, you want to call the white man the devil, but it's not actually a man. It's a mindset. Because this mindset existed way before white folks came on the scene. This is what you don't understand. Where you think they got it from? It was already here. And you say it yourself. What was they doing in Africa? They say they was making buildings out of gold and living fancy or whatever. That's where it come from. But everybody wasn't living that way. A certain group was living that way. Even now, when you go to Africa, there's a certain group that's living a certain way, and the rest of them are living poor. They're not sharing nothing. This has been going on for eons. Has nothing to do with skin color. They got you sick because they sick about skin color. Has nothing to do with skin color. It's a mindset. Some idiots somewhere in time messed up our ability to continue to develop as human beings. We have a problem. We don't think. Because our thinking has already been done for us. You don't have to think. I gave you a Bible. You don't have to think. I have the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't have to think no more. The Republicans and the Democrats are already done your thinking for you. You don't have to do it no more. But why isn't the problem solved? The problem is not solved because I don't want it solved, because those, the dominant society in America and around the earth, I like it just the way it is. I don't want to solve it. That's what our brain is for. There's nobody purposely that want to live in hurt and pain. Nobody in their right mind. So the brain, when you put your hand close to something that's hot, your brain would tell you, get your hand away from it. That's dangerous. But the way our minds have been programmed, we don't heed the call no more. We think murder, we think lying and cheating and stealing and gossip, fornication and adultery, and all these, we think it's all normal. It's normal behavior. I hate the white man. I hate the black man. I hate the Native American. All that's normal behavior. You will hear people say, "Oh, you can't defeat racism. Racism gonna be here forever." Racism is about what? 500 years old, 400 years old? People have been on earth longer than racism. If men created racism, men can destroy it. It's people like us that can destroy it. But they got you on this slave plantation because you pouring out, but you pray to your God, I want to be like them. I want to win the lottery to be like them. I want to be like the oppressor. I want to be like those who exploit other folks. You don't want to be different. In the black community, I'm going to say this, we're going to get out of here. In the black community, we don't have to beg white folks for nothing. There's enough resources, there's enough education, there's enough talent. We can change our condition, but we cannot do that because we want to be like them. We're satisfied with the butter biscuits. We can be better than them. In their house, you can be better than them. And they will have no choice but to submit to your success, to this new way of life, this new way of looking at things. Because they don't even like what they're doing, but that's all. But that's all they know. The slave masters wasn't kicking our ancestors' ass simply because that's all they knew. They was conditioned to be that way. That's all they knew. So you have to change. We got to be different. We got to step up different. And I'm telling us, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm advising us. If you truly understood this solution, this vision that we call the Mississippi Campaign, if you truly begin to understand where we're coming from, that will be the catalyst that will change and destroy these things. Of course, it's designed to help the black man and woman in America, soul brothers and sisters in America. But this is not just our problem. This is a human problem that needs to be solved. Because even if we got ourselves together, we still surrounded by the madness. So what's the sense? What's the sense of me getting over a cold, but everybody else around me still got a cold? That means sooner or later I'm gonna catch my cold again. So that means we have to come up with something to cure everybody. Otherwise, all we're gonna do is just get a cold again. Do you understand? We refuse to use our brain. And our brain that we use will keep working until it solves our problem. Even ants do the same thing. They don't have brains like we do. But if you ever see ants walking across a trail and you put a branch across it, mess up their trail, these are ants. They look at it and they're going to figure out how to get around this problem. And they keep going on about their business. They don't let nothing stop them. Here we are, we're human beings, smarter and more intelligent than ants, and we cannot solve our problems. But deer, bears, leopards, grasshoppers, they solve their problem. And you waiting. They don't wait on God. They don't wait on spaceships. These animals don't wait on. They use their brain that according to you, God gave them to solve their problem. Here you are, God gave you your brain, gave you hands, and you cannot solve your problem. You got to wait for the Savior. I'm voting for Donald Trump. I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm waiting for Jesus. Well, I'm waiting for Allah. I'm just waiting. I don't know. I'm just waiting. But these animals, these so-called lower life forms, they don't wait. They solve their problem. And you are a human being, and some of you even call yourself God, and you can't solve your problem. Something is wrong somewhere. Because you have allowed somebody to tell you you know. But if you know, then why aren't your problems solved? It just goes on and on and on, and we should be sick and tired of it. Accept reality, my friend, is much easier. Don't you run around here, I mean, you can, with your chest all puffed out and whatever. You can believe that you're better and smarter than Sean P.Diddy Cohn. No, he's a reflection of the black community. And if we continue with that mindset, it's over. We're always going to be on the bottom. Dr. Claude Anderson said that this is a race. So that means we have to work as a team. You don't want to work as a team, there's no way we can win this race. And we will always be on the bottom. And I'm going to conclude with this. One of your answers to the problem is generational wealth. What is generational wealth without a generation? You're putting your babies and your children in a position there's not going to be a generation. There won't be no black Americans in this country in a little while. And what difference do it make? You're not preparing your generation. What's the sense of having generational wealth and your generations have not been or not in a position to control their wealth? They depend on other people. LeBron James, Jay-Z, Will Smith, whatever. I got generational wealth. But their generational wealth is dependent upon the white man. These people. When their boat go down, everybody go down. This is what we want to try to avoid. When their ship go down, we don't have to go down with them. We build our own ark. We build our own life boats. You don't have to be like them. But as long as you trying to be a part of them, when they sink, all of us sink. And I can guarantee you, ain't no mother plane, no spaceship, ain't no gods out the sky gonna come and save you. 400 years on the slave plantation, none of our people were saved by a spaceship or some god or whatever. If it wasn't for the Civil War, who knows, we'd probably be slaves right now because we didn't fight for our freedom. It was given to us. And when somebody give you something, that means they can control it. So Bernice King says on her Instagram, she asked the people, we need to get the Civil Rights Acts. We need to make these things, the Voting Rights Act or whatever, we need to make these things permanent. We're the only citizens that have to ask for permission to vote or whatever every, 2 years or whatever. They have to vote on the Civil Rights Act. We shouldn't have to go through these things. It's embarrassing. But we don't act like adults. We still act like children. And we still act like slaves on the plantation. Massa, can I vote, Massa? Don't redline me, Massa. I want to go to school with you so I can have a better education, Massa. Because you won't educate, you won't give me the same kind of books, Massa, in my own school, Massa. I'm a vegetarian, Massa. Can you put more vegetarian grocery stores in my community, Massa? Masa, oh, come on, Masa, you tripping, Masa. This is the condition that we adults, I'm not talking about no children, I'm talking about adults, we allow ourselves to be in. I'm not impressed by the talk. The Pan-Africans talk a good game, and the Nation of Islam, they talk, and the Moorish Science Temple, they talk, and the Hebrew Israelites, they talk, and the Kemetic folks, they talk, and they talk, and talk. That's all they do is talk. But can't produce nothing. But they know. What do you know? But cannot produce nothing tangible. And the only thing, and when you tell them how come you're not producing, the only thing they can tell you, make excuses. They even blame the people. Well, the people won't do this. Thousands of people support these things throughout the years. Thousands, millions have not produced nothing for us. You should ask why. That's the reason why they don't like me. Because as I began to mature as a young person, I began to ask why. I'm putting in all this work. Why I don't see anything happening? What's going on here? In business, if a CEO is not able to produce profits, you fired. Donald Trump's words from The Apprentice. You fired. The Apprentice. Many of you have watched The Apprentice. Why were you fired? Because they wasn't able to produce. They wasn't able to maintain the business. They wasn't able to do it, so you fired. Our leaders can't produce, but we like them. We become personality worshipers. It don't make no difference. I can like Minister Farrakhan. I can like Taalik. But you're not producing. We got to find people that can produce. It don't mean I don't like you. It means that you can't do the job. Has nothing to do with whether I like you or not. We're not able to do the job. And for me, Angel Snuffing Up 7, you don't have to fire me. When I see that I'm not able to do the job, brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for allowing me to represent you and get this off, whatever. It can even be my own idea. It could be Mississippi campaign. But if I'm not getting the job done, I'm going to have to turn this the leadership role to another brother or sister, and I'm just going to sit back I'm just going to sit back and promote and do whatever I can, but I'm not able to do this for us. I want to thank you for your support. And that's it. Then somebody else will take my place who know what they're doing, and we be on our way. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not a race car driver. Don't put me behind the wheel to race your car. I'm not that. Fire me. You fired. Put people in the position where you see they can do the job. Stop tripping because you like somebody. But we're not getting the job done. And that's what it's about. Getting the job done. So on that note, like Big Daddy Kane said back in the day, rap, let's get the job done. I get the job done. I done my job for the day. Didn't even feel like it, but I said to myself, I'm going to go ahead and knock this one out. I know YouTube and Facebook is doing us dirty, and you know it. That's why, just like myself, we should fight harder and harder against these forces. Because really, it's not a black thing. It's a human thing. When we get rid of all this crap, we'll live much more peaceful and better under justice. And that's what the Quran is about. That's what the Bible is about. It's about bringing in God's heaven on earth. We can do that. We don't have to wait for miracles because man created this problem. Man can solve this problem. We can do this. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments, all this kind of good stuff. Again, we are simulcasting here on Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry, YouTube channel, Angel Snup 7 YouTube channel, Reality's Temple on Earth YouTube channel, our Facebook, Lauren Ray, LORNEWRAY Facebook channel. We're recording, simulcasting there also. And also, before we end this broadcast, I want to invite you to join us on our main message for the year, December the 7th, 2024. December the 7th, 2024. Join us for Soul Liberation Day 2025, our version of Savior's Day, December the 7th, 2024. The theme of our talk will be Black Americans, pioneers of a new reality. You heard some of it today, but we're really going to get into the foundation and where we can go, how we can make that a reality. There's nobody more deserving to bring in that new heaven, that new reality, than this soul brother and sister, the so-called Negro in America, the black man and woman of the United States of America. I'm going to show us why you should be so happy. It's something that we have earned in our suffering. Nobody else can do it except us. We're going to talk about that. Soul Liberation Day 2025. Our theme, Black Americans, pioneers of a new reality, December the 7th, 2024. Be there or be square. I'm Angel Snup 7. And I want to thank all of you who joined us this afternoon. And until we meet again, I want to say, in the words of our ancestor, Don Cornelius, I would like to express the same thing. I wish you love, peace, and soul. And we are already 5,000.